So for the ones that say log and constants or all logs, everything's log, a couple simple things to remember. When you have an equation and you achieve this goal, which is to say log, I'll just pick base 3 of something equals, and you have a constant on this side, you're in a good place. You know, maybe in here it's not just x, maybe it's like this example is x minus 4, but let's pretend it's x minus 1. So you're still, the basic structure that you want is still, I have a log with a base and I have an argument and I have something that is actually the value of the log, because your next move is to rewrite this as an expo equation. You pull down this base, 3, and because a log is an exponent and we're equating the two, we're going 3, here's my exponent on the 3, equals whatever this argument is, x. In that case, it's x. Who knows? Maybe it's x minus 1. Well, look how easy this equation is, right? Put that in the calculator, solve for x. When you have the kind of equation where everything is logs, all the terms, it goes log, then something, log, log. Okay, this is where you want to use your log rules and achieve this. Log of something equals log of something. And as long as they have the same base, which, unwritten, 10, then whatever's on the inside, this, this and that, these are equal. Oops, these are equal. So you just take this equals that. Okay? But in this case, you don't have a single log, you have 2 logs. So you better use your log rules. I think you're going to use this one. Log of, okay? And lastly, for this type of equation, what you want is you want to achieve a base. Let's call it, let's say 5, so it's not exactly like this problem. 5 to the x equals some number, okay? Of course, you need to find the x. Now, hopefully your instincts are to remember that log rule, that classic log rule. If I take log of something with this power in my argument on the a, I can bring it out. Absolutely. Now, much easier to solve for b. B is not a power anymore. It's not a power anymore. It's just like kind of like a regular number. And log a, that's going to be a number as well. So you can do that. That makes sense to do here. Take the log of this side. But whatever you do to one side, got to do to the other. Okay, so this can be written log, or x log 5 equals log 11. Oh, and by the way, it does say do not calculate the log. Okay, use log, or this entire time, instead of saying log, you can say ln. Okay, if you want to use natural log of both sides, that's totally fine. But anyways, let's finish this up. X is therefore, x equals, divide both sides by log 5, log 11 over log 5. Okay, so this is what you're going to put into your answer. Okay, alternatively, I want to show you something, a slightly different approach to it. If you had the same thing, 5 to the x equals 11, and you're like, solve for x. Here's one thing you can do. Instead of just taking some log of, like log base 10, which is what log is, and then do that over here, you can do a little bit of a shortcut and say, I'm going to choose log of base 5. So, because this is 5. And when you do that, log base 5 now. When you do that, you're doing the same thing. You're bringing that x out and saying, well, I have log base 5 of 5 now. Well, what is log base 5 of 5? Base, same. It's 1. 1x. It is x. But what you did to this side with the log base 5, you did to the other side, log base 5, not just plain log like we did before. So this now, that's your answer, log base 5 of 11. But remember when I explained to you at one point that sometimes calculators don't have a way to calculate logs of any base. And so you had to put, if you're going to actually find this, which you don't, do not calculate the log. If you had to find this in your calculator, the exact value, you'd have to do a little trick where you go log base 11 over log, not base 11, sorry, log of 11 over log of 5. The base goes in the basement. And that's these two, like literally, you put them in the calculator, they'll be the exact same number. But so this is kind of like alternate way of finding the answer. So delta math will accept both. You can, for this problem, if you put in log and then subscript 511, I think it's like command negative or minus, that will get you there. Or this will be acceptable, but this will also be acceptable. Okay, and by the way, that will also be acceptable. You can use natural log instead of log if you want. All these will register as the same answer.